Right now, they got the whole debate going on whether it's Egypt's on Tuesday. I said Egypt, oh my God. Whether Eid is on Tuesday or Wednesday. Everybody's going bukus out here. They're going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But you know what I'm saying? But we out here. Jabril got people back at home. They haven't sighted the moon yet, to be honest. But my people here locally, they sighted the moon, the stars, and the sun.
What's funny? What? No, I can't mess with you, bro. Okay, I need a new co-host. This is ridiculous. My man, we
forgot to put the tape on the Apple sign.
Oh yeah, go ahead. How are we gonna do that?
How about if I put it low enough they can't see it?
Oh, that works. Yeah.
All right, bet.
Yeah. Screw Apple. Yeah. So they didn't sight the moon, and I'm a little bit blown. I'm not gonna lie. Like everybody around me is like, "Hey, Mubarak," and I'm just like, Did you really fast 30 days?
We may need a meme just for you, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, bro.
Eid Mubarak, bro, in the background, like, say what?
No, everybody saying Eid Mubarak know that they did fast 30 days in Shaitan Center. Like, Y'all let me out lay up here early, huh?
Hey. Oh man, it feels so good to be back behind the mic with my man Jabril.
Hey, it ain't, look, I can't say I miss you because I didn't see you every single day.
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. Praise the Lord of the world.
I mean,
fam.
Accept it.
Yeah,
I didn't say it was a bad thing.
Right, it's actually a great thing.
Yeah, man. This it was definitely different.
This Ramadan, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Goodness gracious. This Ramadan was very different. Everybody I talked to, you know, obviously when you see the people, you're like, yo, how's Ramadan going for you? And then they're like, Alhamdulillah.
Can't complain.
Oh, you know, Alhamdulillah. But you look in their face and they look miserable. Yeah, like, what was that episode of SpongeBob with water? That everybody looking just like dried out and just sad, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the kids kept it real.
Yeah, the
like,
kids
when
keep
I was
it
talking
real.
to like kids in like elementary school, middle school, I'm like, yo, how's Ramadan? Man, this joint is hard. I'm like, yo, respect. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, man.
Like, to be honest, if you go through Ramadan and you don't struggle at all,
yeah.
I mean, like, why would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even put a month like that? You see what I'm saying? Like, the whole point is for you to come in beforehand and to be cleaned up. If you are perfect, if you are pure, you know what I mean? Like, why even observe this month? I'm not saying that you should observe this month, but the whole point is to struggle and become better. If you don't come out better than what you entered, you've legitly lost the whole essence of
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar. You feel me?
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Oh yeah, that coffee hitting my bloodstream right now. I'm feeling. I'm up there with you now, Mo. Ooh.
Come on up. Moving on up.
No, but no, you're exactly right, man. This month is definitely about progression, you know.
Yep.
And I think when we start out the month, we all hit off like these crazy Muslim goals.
Oh my
like
God.
it's like the Muslim Olympics.
I definitely had a few. I was going for that. I was coming for that gold.
Yeah, my man was trying to be a Hafiz.
I was going for that gold, but to be honest, I don't think I even placed.
My man started one. We're making fun. He said, "Alif Lam Mim, Allahu Akbar." He left it right at that. Left it right at that. He just didn't even try. It's okay, Mo. You got him next year.
We definitely got to talk about expectation versus reality, because I think that hit a lot of people dead in the face, almost like Mike Tyson. You feel me?
Yeah, bro.
Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face, and I got punched right between the eyes. I'm not gonna lie to you. What?
Yeah, I mean, I said, look, what I did different this year from previous years, right? I didn't just set Quran goals. I didn't just set like learn Arabic goals. I set like charity goals, and I set a lot of them. I love that. Which the two big ones I wanted to hit, I didn't hit, but the one that I hit, I was most proud of was you know, being able to supply other people. You know what I'm saying? Like give them means. Because, you know, during this month, and this is the first month because, you know, I moved. So I've got iftar at more people's houses than I have in any other Ramadan ever.
Shout out to all those people.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So may Allah bless and reward the hands that made the food, the people that shot the text messages. You know what I'm saying?
Just a huge shout out to everybody that was involved in Ramadan. Whether that was you waking up your family, washing dishes after, you know, your mom or sister made like a suhoor. You helped make food, helped volunteer at the masjid, picked up carpets. like whatever, anything that you did.
The great part about Ramadan is that the smallest bit of good is weighed down by a ton. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, just passing out water bottles.
Yes.
Giving, just inviting someone in, smiling, Asalaamu Alakum. You know, like any small thing counts. And I think that a lot of us during this month, we get so balled up in trying to, do the Ramadan, you know what I'm saying? Like get so caught up in the Ramadan. It's like, yo, you lose sight of like how you're changing and evolving during this month. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, people are so giving and generous during this month, and they neglect that part.
Yeah.
They neglect it because they're looking at, like I didn't finish the Quran this year. Like this is the first year in a few years I haven't finished the Quran.
Yeah.
Right. And I was on myself. I was like, yo, like, bro, what you doing? You a part-time Muslim. Like you need to step your game up. But then I look at all the stuff I was doing. I've given more charity this Ramadan than I've ever been able to.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
Same.
And that's not like to brag. It's just like, you might feel as though you're losing out in certain ways, but really you're gaining in others. I've met new people, playing new people this Ramadan.
Great people.
Amazing people. But I've also left behind some people this Ramadan. Allah makes no mistakes.
We have to talk about it a little more.
I don't want to put nobody on the spot.
I got to put nobody on the spot. But just because in regards to, a lot of people think that Ramadan is only about breaking bad habits. It's also about breaking bad relationships too.
Ooh.
You feel me?
Oh, snap.
Yeah, but we're here today.
Oh, my man Mo came ready. Got
the
notebook ready.
No, chill. It's after Ramadan. It's Muhammad. No more Mo's, please.
It's Muhammad. Y'all say with
it's Muhammad, yeah.
Muhammad.
No, but for real, I really want to go into this expectation versus reality. Because for me, to be honest, I had a whole, I never told you this, but I had like a whole Google Doc. I had the juice, like, boom, juice 1, juice 2, juice 3. How many pages?
Oh, really?
That's what I had all that joint.
Bro, there's an app for that, right?
Yeah, but me, I just like writing stuff down. Yeah, it's weird. I know there's an app for that. So I wrote it down, and at first I was like, perfect. Yeah, I think I went well for like the first 3 or 4 days, and then when I went out to Cali, then that's when everything just got mixed up because just my timetables was off. I was up, was working and up doing some other stuff, and by the time I was like missing sahur, it wasn't even catching fetch. So my mind was just in like a whirl.
And that was within the first week.
That was in the first week. So the first week for me was like a hurricane, bro. That joint came in, tore me apart, and threw me back out, which is good because I felt like. I don't think I started over, but I was like, you know what? Let me just start where I'm at. You feel me? Let me just start where I'm at and just move, take it step by step. So alhamdulillah, you know what? Before I came into Ramadan, I didn't miss a single prayer. And I still haven't missed a single prayer. I'm not counting Tarawih. I'm just talking about the 5 prayers. So like, you know what? Let me continue that because I'm already doing that. I was listening to the Identity Politics. Shout out to both ladies that doing such a great job. They said a lot of people put out Ramadan goals for things that they've never done before in their lives.
Yeah.
So you've never, ever completed the Quran in 1 month. No offense. What makes you think you can do it now?
Exactly.
And it's not a hit on nobody.
No. Well, I get what you're saying because it's like, yo, if you haven't been preparing for this for the past 11 months, you're not just going to magically be like, oh yeah, I'm extra Muslim this month. Like, so I get it. Look, Allah loves 3 things, man. And I've been saying this a lot this current Ramadan is that Allah loves consistency, patience, and perseverance.
Bam, bam.
And consistency meaning that after Ramadan and before Ramadan, you're prepping. This Ramadan I did something different where one like you, I was already up on my prayers, which that was something that I never did before. You know what I'm saying? Like months ahead of time, I was already like, oh, got it.
And that was reality.
Exactly, that was my reality. I was already reading Quran, so because I didn't finish the Quran, I didn't feel as guilty because I knew that reading the Quran throughout my year was already something that I was already doing. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't feel bad about that. However, one of the things I do feel bad about is like I started learning 2 new surahs, but I never finished learning them. I'm still in the process. However, that's something I was doing beforehand. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when, like you said, when your reality reflects what you're expecting to do, even when you don't accomplish it, you don't have that guilt on you. Like, dang, like I was really supposed to like step up, but like you're like, no, I can still keep going. I can keep it moving.
No, because I like it though because it's just real, and it's good for people to like listen to reflect on their Ramadan. Because if your Ramadan was perfect, then that makes me kind of question what type of goals you put out there. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because like the goals not only should be realistic, but it should be at the point where it's just a little bit higher for you to get. So for example, I didn't go to Tarawih this Ramadan like I did last year. But one thing that I did do is that I was reading alongside of the imam, you know. So while the imam was reading, I had the English translation and the transliteration, and was understanding what he was reading, you know. And those surahs, it hit me, and right after it hit me, alhamdulillah, Allah has put good people around me. I was able to actually talk about those surahs throughout the day, you know what I mean, like how the surah affected me. There was one, you know, in specific where it was Sayyidina Noah, you know, peace and praise be upon him as well, and Salah. Both their family members were non-believers, right? And Noah in particular told, oh ya Allah, like you promised me that you were going to keep me close to my family members when the time came. But you know, like you wiped away my son, you know what I mean, like my son died. And then he was like, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responds like, oh you know, like only if you knew you were with your family, you feel me?
You with the believers.
With the believers.
If you salam me, then we family.
And just realized that joy. But that made me realize, that goes back to Jabril's point. I was like, dang, we get so caught up in, hey, this person, you know, we're from the same tribe, we have the same bloodline, but that person has been treating you like crap for the past 6-7 months. But you bend and break yourself for this person. But they're not even doing what Allah even commanded them, which is basically just be kind to people. You know what I mean? Be kind to people and just smile at them and treat them well. So now, even my imam, when I think about family, first thing is the believers. And that doesn't only have to be Muslims, you know what I mean? That can be a Christian, a Jew. That can just be a great person that believes in one God. You feel me? That believes in one God. And they believe in the last day. And they believe that they need to be happy and respect all of Allah's creation. And I think that's something that you and I did very well.
Yeah, man. The one thing that was different about this Ramadan is that I didn't get to engage in a lot of the inter-religious talks that I usually do, because I have like really good friends back at home who are Christian, and it's very interesting to talk with them, especially during Ramadan, just about, you know, like faith and belief and iman and taqwa, you know, because they believe in the same thing. So it's really cool to kind of have those talks. It's not even a debate. It's really just like, how are we so similar, you know, and why is it that we're always kind of at each other's throats about certain things. So this Ramadan was different in that sense. However, on the other end of the spectrum, like this Ramadan, I went to Tarawih like 3, sometimes 4 times a week, and I'd never done that before. But like, dude, it was different. It was nice, you know what I'm saying? And like, one thing that this Ramadan I really been putting emphasis on, and we talked about this even before Ramadan, is your du'as. Like when you're sitting down, you're making du'as, whether it's right after salat or if it's, you know, like you're just be in your bed right before you go to sleep. Those du'as be heavy, you feel me? Like I'm spending like 5+ minutes on every du'a, you know what I'm saying? My du'as be longer than the actual prayer.
So I'm gonna stop right there because I want you to continue more about that. But should we kick this show off?
Oh wow, yeah, damn. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. You guys are new listeners. Like, man, these guys just rambling at the job.
Yo, you just threw me for a whole loop.
Hey,
all right, let's get it.
Let's get it, baby.
Goodness
how are you going to do this?
Oh, what you going to count down today?
I don't know, man. Maybe Eid Mubarak. One more day of fasting. 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jabril Salam.
And Muhammad Hassan.
And you are listening to the Young and Muslim Podcast.
Asalaamu Alakum, everybody. Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to the Ummah. Shout out to all my Muslims. Shout out to the Ramadan Muslims. Shout out to the sometime Muslims. Shout out to the people who call them Mama Umi and the people that call them Mama Mama. Oh my goodness, this has been one heck of a break. I personally don't want to do that again. I miss hopping on the track. Boy.
I didn't think it'd be this late. This is crazy.
It was hard to not get on and create a podcast for you guys
and talk to you guys. To be honest.
But we do want to show love because we know that we got a lot of new listeners. We know that there's a lot of new people that have followed us on the social medias. So we really appreciate you guys.
Appreciate everything y'all saying. So Let's go back to the point that you're saying about du'as, right?
All right.
And
Back to it.
I think that's one thing that you and I started consciously doing. Like right after we're done with prayers, we do dua.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it's even after our sunnahs, we do dua.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah, I see a lot of people, they get up, they pray, and they're gone. As soon as they're done praying, and they're gone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They don't take the extra minute just to make those du'as. And it's so crucial because like that's when you're just done praying. So for example, we were at the masjid yesterday, and my imam got on everybody, and I'm actually really happy that he did that. Here's what he said. He said, "You guys understand that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala put imams here to lead you guys. So when the imam says Allahu Akbar and is going down, and you guys are going down before the imam, how is that possible?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
he really got on people, right? And he said at the end, he's saying, you know, when you finish all the salah, he said, Asalaamu Alakum wa rahmatullah.
Yeah, they doing it before they man.
So he was saying, he said, when I say Asalaamu Alaikum wa rahmatullah and go over my right shoulder, I'm going to go like this, and people are already like, Asalaamu Alaikum, Assalam. Like, how are you done before the imam?
And on top of that, like it's a call and it's a reply.
Exactly.
And so I see a lot of times, and this is different up here. A lot of times people don't reply. So like, Sami'allahu hamida. You're supposed to reply. It's a call and it's a reply. Even when you read it, when you translate it, it's the imam says this and you say that. But if you say nothing, and especially if you're the imam and you're leading the prayer and you got your back turned, you need to be able to hear the people. You know what I'm saying? And they like people out here don't do that. They don't do that. So like that's just weird to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get if you're making a sunnahs, like that's between you, like so that's your individual prayer. But when you're making congregational prayer, first off, shoulder to shoulder, toe to toe. Like,
boom.
Like,
yes.
Like, don't be afraid to touch me, bro.
Yeah,
we
bro.
We
come to the mosque, man. We clean, bro.
We made wudu. We made the cleanest clean you can get.
We are what? We are soldiers. You know, fighting the way of Allah. We need to be side by side, so the shaitan can't creep in and throw us off our prayers. You feel me?
But look, like as soon as I put my toe next to his pinky toe, he moving away.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Have you seen your pinky toe? I ain't gonna lie. You put your pinky toe.
You throwing them jabs, boy.
If you throw the pinky toe, I'm gonna have to hop on one foot and pray Allah.
I'll do shoulder to shoulder, but toe to toe a little bit of a stretch.
I mean, I'm just leaning like. Oh, that's what you're right though. You're exactly right.
What I've picked up is that we have a lot of Muslims who want to just solely be individual, and they show that when we're in the prayer line. They don't want to be a part of, because to me like that. Like just the simple touching of the pinky toe, it's solidified. It's unity. You know what I'm saying?
It means so much.
Yeah, it's small.
We don't put enough emphasis on that.
Exactly.
So the reason why I'm even bringing all this stuff up is that I feel like this Ramadan, you and I have been able to do those small things people forget about.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why we're talking about these Ramadan goals and expectations versus reality. Like we were actually down to earth this Ramadan. You feel me? Down to earth and doing those small things. So alhamdulillah, like I'm really happy that you talked about the shoulder to shoulder, toe to toe, right? Because that's one thing that when you and I pray, we do that. So if we can implement that and help people do it, boom, we're already becoming better. All right, so we got that. Next is those du'as, bro. Like even if it's just for 30 seconds, as soon as you're done with your prayer, throw those hands up, make du'as. You know what I mean? Like. Just make du'as, bro. It's so critical and so easy.
But during this month especially, like the du'as is a time for you and Allah to have that that personal, that very genuine conversation. Like nobody can tell you how to make your du'as. You know what I'm saying?
Or what to say.
Because you and God communicate only in a way that you and Allah can communicate. Your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, husband, wife, like nobody can communicate in those du'as like y'all two communicate. So if you don't take that time, that crucial, you know, minute to really be like, yo, God, thank you. Yeah. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you the most forgiving.
So
forgive me for I have sinned.
Bro, one thing that you said last week that has even switched up. We're going back to basics now. It has even switched up the way I make my du'as. So
what I say?
Shout out to Big Naeem. What's his last name? Naeem Bag or Naeem
Beige?
Naeem Beige. Big shout out over at the Chachai. And you said he said when you make du'as, it's to basically play off Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's attributes.
Yeah, the
So
praise
you're
Allah, yeah.
Oh Ya Allah, you are the most forgiving, so forgive me. Oh Ya Allah, you are the one that provides, so provide for me.
You're the
You feel
one
me?
who sees all things, so help me see. Yeah.
When I thought about that, I was like, yo, when I was making du'as, I'm like, oh Ya Allah, you're the one that gives. Give me. You feel me?
Yeah.
Give me so I can give to my people.
The other thing that we forget is that during this month you're supposed to try and forgive. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
I
want to get into that in a bit, but
okay.
you know, went to that point, you know what I'm saying, to give the praise to Allah, but then to also ask Allah to help you increase those attributes, because Allah loves those who have the attributes, you know what I'm saying, that are trying to gain those attributes. So Allah loves those who forgive quickly and fast, and there's health benefits. If only but you knew. How many times did it say in the Quran, if only but you knew? Because there's so many benefits spiritually and physically that we just don't know.
Yeah.
You know, when you forgive people, your blood pressure goes down, you're more calm,
True.
your memory increases. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, this Ramadan, bro, I forgave some people for just like petty stuff, bro. And what was cool is I had the opportunity to actually break bread with some of these people. It was beautiful, dude. It was really, really eye-opening.
What if that was a Ramadan goal, bro? Think about it. Now, like, okay,
forgive somebody.
The next Ramadan, my goal is to forgive everybody that I hurt. Who talks about that?
Nobody. We always say, oh, I need to memorize this many surahs. But like at the end of the day, you can memorize as many surahs as you want. But if you aren't able to like take in the essence of what those surahs are saying, if you aren't able to take in the essence of what this religion is here to teach us, peace, baby, peace.
Peace, baby.
Then
No
Ramadan
No
has just become this it's becoming this marathon for you to just memorize as much stuff as possible. Like this religion is so much more than just words. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like a race. Who finished the Quran this month? Me. And they raise their hand. Yeah. Good job. Here's a snack. You a good boy.
So, you know, to that point, I didn't finish the Quran, but I did read some new things this year. And I read some things that really resonate with me, you know, especially after, like, you know, so much death that happened before Ramadan. It really put a lot of things in perspective, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I also read a lot of different things. I liked Surah Ar-Rahman was talking about how many signs of your Lord.
Shall you deny? Oh, bro, that drunk was hard.
And I first time I read it, I was like, wow. It almost repeat like 8 or 9 times.
No, it was more than that.
And I was like,
bro, that drunk was just
you know what I'm saying? I was just like,
because you see it. It's like, bro, that's the coolest thing. You know, Allah talks about those who will see the signs, right?
Yep.
And you're like, am I seeing the signs? Like, don't let me be the ones not seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lord, please, Lord God.
Looking over your shoulder, like, I don't see nothing. But it's a beautiful day. Birds chirping. Yeah. You blessed.
But it's in the simple things, right? And so in that particular story, you know, Allah is saying, like, I'm showing you this and this and this, but you guys act as though I ain't. So how many times you going to deny the signs I send out, and then you say, man, God ain't real? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, God ain't really with it. No, yeah. I know so many people like that, though. Yeah. I know a lot of people like that. Because
people think signs is like, oh, my God. Like, God, if you're there, like, a sign is like me winning the lottery. Bro. A Lamborghini just pulling up to my driveway. Like, that's what the signs are. You know
Have you seen Bruce Almighty?
Yeah.
All right, you remember the part where, like, he was, it was like, what part? It was at the very beginning. He had lost his job or whatever. And he was driving. He was like, God, send me a sign. And then the sign truck literally pulled it from him. The truck said, stop, turn back, don't go. He's like, oh, look at this joker. Pointing around him. And then he ends up crashing his car. Yo, when I tell you funny, bro, it was like when God sends you. And that's the thing. During Ramadan, your third eye is open, bro. You are seeing them signs.
That's so true.
You're seeing them signs. Yo, how many of you guys listening were like hearing those signs or seeing them signs, you know what I'm saying? Like so much more clear than you were any other time.
But I had a sign today. I was at the post office and you and I already had like an hour lunch break and we were just like on like the tail end of the last few minutes. And then somebody named Jose helped me out and Rick was an old white guy. Jose was a young Hispanic guy just starting and Jose was struggling. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, I got to be with the new kid. I got to go. He literally took 25 minutes to get my thing done. He's like, I'm so sorry, you know. But I was like, you know what? I could snap on this guy and get frustrated, but one, I'm fast, and I know Allah was testing me. I was like, man, this is this guy's first day on the job. If I snap on him and give him a bad review, what if he gets fired on his first day?
Or what if it just discourages him?
It just discouraged him. He's like, oh, you know what? I'm done. Like, he has a government job. You know how hard it was for him to get that?
Yeah.
He goes back to home fame like, yeah, you know what? Like, yeah, you know, this guy wasn't patient with me. It's my first day. He really snapped and had a bad complaint. And then I lost my job. I'm sorry, baby. So I was thinking about it. I was like, I'll smile at man. Don't worry about it. You're new, Jose. You're doing a great job. You know what I mean?
You know, it's crazy because we actually ran into that just before we came here and started recording at Best Buy. That's wild.
Right?
I'm not going to lie. I was ready to snap at that dude. I was like, bro, this is Best Buy. You over here giving food recommendations. Like,
dude, those might have been our last 2 tests before Ramadan.
Yeah, and I did I snap? How did I do?
No, you know, you did a pretty good job.
All right, cool.
But you was going to ham on them discounts.
Yeah. I was like, bro, like, what you trying to do? We've been waiting for a minute.
He smiled, sir, I can't do that. What if you buy it
For
on
me.
your behalf and give back? Sir, no. All right, cool, man. Stop playing with me. So we talked about, you know, expectation and reality for Ramadan goals.
So let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Just, I guess, to go on the tail end of that specific topic. Why was this Ramadan? Do you think this was the hardest Ramadan you've had in a while?
This was the most interesting Ramadan.
Why?
This
Why
Ramadan was so special because I saw it all. I saw the worst of me, the mundane me, and the best of me all in this month. All come out. You know, all come out.
Was it in that order, or was it kind of scrambled? Did you, was it like the worst and then the best and the mundane, or like how?
It was almost in that order.
Okay.
The worst in the beginning, and then the mundane in the middle, and then the best towards the end. You know, it just happened that way. I didn't plan it because, to be honest with you, I wanted to be great this whole month. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Who want to be average in Ramadan? You feel me? But that's how it came out. Alhamdulillah, I'm happy it came out because we're going to Eid and Ramadan is just wrapping up, and I'm feeling phenomenal. So I can go ahead and these next few months just go at it, continue some of the great habits that we had or that I've implemented. So reverse that question to you.
I think that this Ramadan was definitely the toughest I've probably ever had. As I've said before, a lot of you guys already know, like, I've moved to a new city. Shout out to DMV. Y'all accept me fairly well.
Hey.
Thank you. So new city, not a lot of family up here. I live by myself. So, you know, I've had to make suhoor and iftar for myself for majority of this month. I'm a pretty good cook. That's one thing I found out this Ramadan. Your boy be whipping.
Flick of the wrist.
Hey, so that was that. Working a new job and working the type of job I'm working is extremely tiring. And then doing what we do on the side, you know. So it was really just like a mentality shift and really trying to figure out like what I was capable of. You know what I'm saying? Around just a different environment in general. It was good. It was good. Like, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about my deen personally. I think I cried more this Ramadan in prayer than ever in my life. And it was really because,
that's beautiful.
You know, like I said before, when you have those du'as, it's like, yo, you're just trying to be as heartfelt as possible and really trying to just repent. You know what I'm saying? Really just trying to say, yo, God, like, man, I done some dumb stuff in the past. Like, if I haven't really, like, you know, repented, if I haven't really asked for forgiveness in the past, well, I'm really asking right now.
I was weak this Ramadan. I'm not gonna lie. There was some times where I was just
But that's where I was. That's what happened with me was I was consistent, and then towards the end I started falling off a little bit. But for the most part, I've been consistent. It's just been difficult. It's been difficult to juggle all of the aspects of Ramadan and then also trying to, you know, have your life that is, you know, keep the normality of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still want to try and work out. You still want to try and go ball. You still want to try and go see friends. You still want to have like this life, but it's hard to do when, you know, your energy is literally at 25%. You know what I'm saying?
But it's at 25%, but the whole world requires it to be 100.
Exactly, because nothing else slows down for you.
Nothing else slows down. But that's the beauty of this month.
Yeah. But again, it shows you how mentally strong you really are. Yeah. You know, because most people say, yo, I can't do that. Yeah. Water. Whoa.
30 days straight.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even louder. But sleep too. Sleep was critical.
Yo,
I didn't get much sleep, to be honest with you. Yeah. My bag's on 1,000 right now. Whoever, any makeup artist, bro, hit my phone.
Definitely need sleep. This Ramadan, I will also say that, you know, I saw the betterment of people. Like, I saw more people smiling this Ramadan, and I made friends this Ramadan. Even if I didn't know their name, like, just this one brother's name's Yusuf at the masjid up the street. You know, beginning of Ramadan, I was in the masjid. I was trying to go to the masjid for Durham. I would try and go for Maghrib, and then I would try and go for Isha. And I fell off. You know, I started feeling a little bit of unease about certain things. And so I stopped going, and I started going to the other part of the mosque that they have. You know, they got the hotel. So I started going there. And one of the days we went back to the mosque, and he was like, brother, I haven't seen you in so long. Like, how are you? I missed you. And I'm like, damn, it's crazy. Like, when I was here, you know, he would talk with me, but like, this man really missed me. Yep. And it felt so good. So it was like, it was really nice to know that, like, the community that I've been a part of now for almost just over half a year really notices that I'm there. They really care, or at least, you know, certain people care. So that was really dope, man. And having iftar with different people, as I said before, that was actually the biggest. Breaking bread with different people, and you know, shout out to Amin and Mansour. They did the Penny a Pill sponsored dinner, sponsored iftar. And it was really dope, man, to sit with all those young men and really just talk and have like real heartfelt conversations about the deen and just regular people stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was dope, man. It was dope. Like, I haven't had a night like that in a minute, where we just all sat down and like we just like kind of talked about you know, just being Muslim. You know what I mean? And loving this religion. So it was really dope.
Hey. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says those conversations that have the remembrance of Allah, the angels are circling around those conversations. You know what I mean? Like, those are positive conversations. So, post-Ramadan plan. Maybe we should talk about towards the end.
All right. I mean, I don't care.
Because we want to talk about some of the lessons that we learned. Some of our controlling our vices and bad habits, and social media control and consumption. Which one you want to jump right into, Beard?
I just want to say shout out to never mind. Never mind, my fault.
Okay, don't mind him.
Yeah, I'm the coffee's got me
delirious.
Yeah. Which one you want to start with?
So, lessons learned this Ramadan. I think we already talked about some of those lessons, you know. But
no. So what was the main thing that you learned this Ramadan? Like, if there was one big thing that you learned this Ramadan, what was it?
Man, that is hard. Let me see. One thing I learned about this Ramadan. One thing I learned about this Ramadan is worshiping Allah is easy. Like, worship is easy. And we even had to talk about that last night at the mosque. That's why it's really fresh in my mind.
Oh, okay.
But it was still, like, it really hit me, like, out of all of it towards telling. But it's easy. Because I thought about it, like, prayer, you legitly can do it where you're at, obviously, if you're safe. All it takes is time. You can make du'as at any time.
Yeah. It doesn't always have to be salat.
Right. You can read the Quran at any time, as long as you have wudu and you're clean. You feel me?
You got an app for that.
Yeah, you know? So, all the stuff that we're trying to do in 1 month, you can legitly spread that out throughout the whole year. So, if you can finish the Quran in 30 days, kudos. But imagine spreading that out throughout the whole year. That's like 2 pages a day.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's 2 pages. That's easy.
Well, that's 5 minutes. That's literally 2 to 3 minutes a day of reading.
So that's why I learned this from Ramadan, like worshiping Allah. Allah has made it easy for us to worship.
To your point, I think we look at worshiping in that sense, right? A lot of people, but worshiping Allah also comes in the forms of respecting the creation.
Creation, absolutely.
You know,
that's even easier.
But a lot of us don't. Like, I mean, something as simple as just throwing away your trash and recycling. You know, taking care of what Allah has given us. You know, seeking Allah's bounty. Well, damn it, we living in the bounty. Like,
and when you make wudu, don't put the water blasting high. Have a little bit dripping. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Use a little bit of water.
Preserve. You use it right. Use it right. I'm the file police over here. Damn, that's really good. I like that. Damn, that was hard.
Appreciate you.
Try. Just try.
Is that you?
That's the lesson I learned this year. You know, you set these goals, and a lot of times we get on ourselves about not being able to
try. Try like once. You mean like keep trying?
What do you? Is just try. Like, don't give up on it. Like, oh my God, I didn't do this. Like, I failed. Like, see, I was about to use some terminology. You know exactly what I was about to say. Nah, son, like, just keep at it. Like, try it. Even if you fail at it, try it. Like, there's certain stories I was trying to learn, and it was hard, right? But if I'm real, like, I wasn't doing it every single day. But when I remembered, I picked it up. I would practice. I was trying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When I was dead tired and I didn't really feel like talking to nobody, but everybody wanted to talk to me, and I would smile, like try and talk to people. You know, when I would have certain goals and be like, yo, like try and go and visit the sick. It was like, yo, like I legit kept that in my heart and in my intentions. I tried, you know. So I think we have to go out of this Ramadan really try to be easy on ourselves as well, because at least we made the attempt, you know what I'm saying? If you set goals, you tried. Even if you set them, but you didn't even get anywhere near them, you tried it. Because a lot of people didn't set goals. A lot of people that you probably know didn't really try and do anything this Ramadan. So if you try to make it a entire week, if you try to get up for Fajr, if you try to not miss a single prayer, you know what I'm saying? If you try to read through the Quran, if you read one page of the Quran, bro, you know how many blessings just in that one page? Hell, one ayat?
One letter.
You tried. So I think that's my biggest lesson for this Ramadan.
Good. And I know that was heartfelt because you said something last week that was actually really good. So I'm gonna give you credit right now in front of the audience. So
you hear it first.
Gassed up over here.
My head is swole.
But
yeah, I see it.
You said this Ramadan, you said Ramadan can never be a waste. You know what I mean? You said no matter who it is, you can't waste Ramadan. I was like, no, what are you talking about? Like, if you don't do nothing, remember you talking about that? Yeah. And I really thought about what he was saying. I was like, huh. Like, what does he mean by that? Like, it means by, like, Ramadan can't be a waste. Like, if you picked up the Quran once, and you haven't this whole year, you've already progressed. You know what I mean? You already made a step. You know what I'm saying? And then it's funny because a lot of parents, they're very hard. Like right now, my sister, shout out to my sister, like, she was, had a difficulty praying and going to the mosque and everything. But alhamdulillah, one thing she's been doing is she got up, she was cooking for us, cleaning for us, you know what I mean? Like making suhoor for us. Like God is going to give her so many different blessings, you know? But then wake up in the morning like, oh, you didn't pray anything today? What are you doing? Like this Ramadan was a waste. Well, when she got up early yesterday and got 3 hours sleep and fed 10 people.
She got serious blessings.
You know what I mean? That's some serious blessings. You feel me? So no matter what, it's not a waste this Ramadan.
The other thing, it's not a waste and it ain't a race.
Oh yes, it's not a race.
It's not a race. Like your relationship with the law is your relationship with the law. It's not your parents. It's not your siblings. It's you and God. Point blank. At the end of the day, you dying alone, you born alone, unless you got twins. But
on the last day, it says it's gonna be a day where nobody's looking for anybody.
Yup. On the last. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like you have to only be accountable for what you did. And so, like Mo said, like if you did a morsel of good, Allah's gonna bless you. Period.
Allah.
Even if you just open the door for somebody. If somebody sneeze and you give them the blessing after they sneeze, Allah's gonna bless you for all that. It's so like this month, but always, like it's not just this month. It's always though. It's always. We look at this month and we're like, oh my God, it's Ramadan. But like, bro, like have that same urgency even outside of Ramadan. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, we want to read. Yes, we want to try and get all the prayers, but increase your decency during this Ramadan. And I think that's the easiest thing for us to take away. Increase your taqwa, your remembrance, your like just being able when you're engaging in certain actions, just keep Allah first in your mind. When you're getting ready to do something bad, if you're like I said this yesterday, even if you're getting ready to do something bad, and you just remember Allah, and you were really at the end of doing what something's bad, and you just said, I think I'm good.
Boom,
Allah was going to reward you because instead of saying whatever and just keep doing what you're doing, even if you were doing something bad,
you had the taqwa.
Exactly, you had the taqwa. You had the remembrance of Allah in your heart and in your mind, and then that stopped you from continuing.
I love it.
That's what I'm saying about trying. Like, even if when you're messing up doing it, people think you don't mess up during Ramadan, bro. You mess up during Ramadan. It's a fact of life. It's a fact. I messed up during Ramadan. I think the vices that I've been trying to put off during this Ramadan, what's the word? Whatever. I kind of gave into those vices. Damn, that was easy. I gave into those vices, you know what I'm saying, for only a little bit. Yeah. And then I was like, no, can't do that. But I'm going to take that out of Ramadan. And I think that's how everybody has to do it. Like, the same way that you kind of police yourself to
in Ramadan,
to keep yourself upright.
In Ramadan, do it every other
just try
day, every month. Yeah.
Even if you catch yourself one time throughout the rest of the year, like, that's better than probably what you did the previous year.
I love that, because our next topic is controlling our vices and bad habits, and I really do like that, because like you said, say you about to do something bad, like, oh man, I can't do anything bad, this is Ramadan, you know what I mean, I just can't do it this month. But as soon as you get out of Ramadan, it's like, you know what, it's not Ramadan anymore.
You're like, oh,
so if I do this bad thing, it won't be as bad because we're out of Ramadan. No,
it should be the opposite, actually.
Like, you can't cheat. Like, you can't cheat the system. Allah's the best of planners. But it's still the same thing. A bad deed is a sin. You know what I mean? Inside of Ramadan, outside of Ramadan, that's not how it works. You know. So this is controlling our vices and bad habits. So, alhamdulillah, I didn't have as many bad habits as I did last year coming to this Ramadan, which was pretty good. But one way I've been able to control the bad habits for this year is that I've been keeping myself busy. Straight up. Keeping myself busy, keeping myself around the right people, going to iftars, going to different community involvements. But, I did slip up a few times, but to be honest, I didn't even have enough time to get into my bad habits, to be honest. I was just too busy and too tired.
Yeah, I think the other thing is not, like, when you do slip, don't linger on it.
Yeah.
Like, you just feel like, damn, I slipped, move on. Like, cool, Allah forgive me.
Why?
Oh, no. Like, you go into a whole full Usher video music mode, like it's, don't. Confessions, like, these are my confessions. Like, nah, bro, like, just get on with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be real, like, this whole Ramadan, I didn't stop listening to music like I usually do. I was watching a lot of TV, but I think because I live on my own, there was that loneliness factor where it's like, damn, like I'm by myself a lot. So I needed something to kind of just, like, keep me rolling throughout the day. And listen to Quran, I mean, you get tired, bro. And you kind of want to be conscious while you're listening to Quran, not just. Yeah, exactly. My mom was like, she
What'd you do? Yeah, I finished 3 juz today.
I woke up, that joint was on just 28. My mom said she did that the other day. She put it on and she was like, listen. And then she woke up still nodding, and she was like, it was 3 juzzes later. She was like, what? Like, I had no clue. So yeah, like, try to be attentive, but man, like, bruh, try, just attempt.
Let's get it.
And you'll get somewhere.
Let's get it. On to the next one. Social media control and consumption. I'll be honest with you. There was one time where I did leave you hanging on social media because you was going to ham.
I hate you, bro.
Bro, like, Mom, like, Mo, like, where you been at? I was like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I had to take a break. He was like, yo, we can't take a break. The people need us. I was like, bro, I need myself. No, the people need us. So that was hard.
It's a fine line. It's a fine line. Because I think it depends on what you're using it for, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, for us, it's our job.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't for play. Yeah, kind of is, but
we wasn't out there taking selfies and duck face and doing all the other stuff.
You still do duck face?
I don't think so. That was so.
That fad went away quick.
Yeah,
no, it lasted for a long time.
That was so 2010. Oh my god! If you guys can see Jabril's duck face, please fast forward. If you can't see it, log on to YouTube and subscribe. The Younger Muslim
Make sure
Podcast.
you like and subscribe. Smash that like button.
Smash. Yeah. But anyway.
My God, we're weird. Yeah, like it's hard. It's hard because social media is how so many of us get our news and how we stay connected with one another, how we know where the is going to be.
Yeah, oh yeah. How many iftars have we known to?
What, son?
How many iftars have we found out about? How many different organizations that are doing great things to donate to? They're, you know what I mean? They're helping people across the world.
Exactly.
Different activisms. We found it through social media.
Yeah.
So if I plug myself out, which is not bad, I can still help my people locally, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe there was somebody that I could have helped out that really needed me that month.
Exactly. And you hear about, certain things like there was a tragedy that happened back at home that if I didn't have social media, because I don't have cable. So
that's a good point.
So if I didn't know, I wouldn't have known any of that stuff. Yeah. I didn't have social media. So
and that was hometown for you.
Yeah, that was literally in my hometown. So it's like it hits home. But if I didn't have social media, I wouldn't have known any of that, man. So, not shout out, but sending prayers to all the victims in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
I believe it's 12 people.
12 people. A few others injured.
Yeah, man. Like it's super, super tragic that people are in such desperate times that they're willing to go out and hurt others. Just remember, keep yourself safe while you're out here, and more importantly, learn how to defend yourself and defend your family. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why we have the Second Amendment in America, and that's because we know how crazy people can get, and we know that the best people to defend us are our own selves. So, yeah.
So yeah, social media control and consumption. Make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, and make sure you're not on social media just to be on it. Especially if it's a long time. If you're just scrolling and just chilling, you feel me? Like,
but you know what? You get blessings. Check this out.
Okay.
You get blessings every time you're on Instagram and you're like, oh man, it's Ramadan, I need to get off, and you pull up the Quran, or you say, I need to get off and I need to do X, Y, and Z. It's Ramadan. Mm-hmm. You get blessings every time you stop scrolling, bruh. Ain't no merciful, cuz. Come on,
the most merciful.
Come on,
I
mean.
Good. Anything else on that? Really, for me, it's like I just went online and started talking about what we talked about and post about some place that we're gonna be. But other than that, I try to limit it. I didn't go on my personal one as much, but that's what I try to do.
I mean, if I'm being real, like I was just trying to get to know different people as well, like see what other people are doing, and
we did connect with some great Muslims.
We connect with some amazing people. If you guys don't know, we do our Instagram Live Tuesdays on Instagram. That's Young, the letter N, Muslim.
I forgot we were doing it. Oh
yeah,
my God.
Yeah. So we do the Instagram Live Tuesdays where we shout out different Muslim creators to give them the spotlight and really learn more about what they do and who they are and what they're about. So if you guys aren't checking those out, you definitely should, because it's another aspect of the podcast that we really enjoy.
Thank you. All right. On to the next one.
Oh, that's what I want to say. With the Instagram Live, we did an Instagram Live this Ramadan where we incorporated our audience. So instead of going live with a guest like we typically do, or just by ourselves, we actually went live. We went live, and people requested to go live with us. We accepted them in.
That was awesome.
And it was all messed up. It was
awesome.
so sick. What?
So I think it was, we use social media this month for the right reasons. Yeah. I think that's like consumption and all the other stuff. If you're doing it for the right reason, Allah knows. You feel me? If you're doing it for the right reasons to help somebody on there. But if you're just doing it to keep tabs on somebody, anything like that, you could be using your time better else, invested somewhere else.
Stop stalking the girl that you want to be your future Ep.53. It's okay, fellas.
Yeah, just
You'll
talk
see
to
her.
Just talk to her. Just talk to her father. All right.
Let me stop. I feel like somebody's just going to misconstrue everything that was just said. Like, let me stop, bro. Let me stop. Somebody always does that with me. They going to take and twist and chop and screw that joint.
Because they got reasons to. All right. We good? All right. Next up, we want to talk about. Oh yeah, I think we talked about it a little bit, fasting and tarawih. To be honest with you, fasting was easy this month. Mm-hmm. In regards to eating, it was easy.
Yeah.
What about fasting, quote unquote, with your eyes?
That was not easy. I'll be honest. Like, I'm a dude, and I'm not using that as an excuse because, ladies, y'all gotta do that too. Mm-hmm. But I mean, no. I think I was more conscious of it because it's like every Ramadan you learn something new, even if you already knew it. It's like, maybe I should really need to like double down on that. Mm-hmm. That was one of the things where I was like, I kind of need to work a little harder on that. Mm-hmm. And so I was a little bit more conscious. I wasn't walking around with this all day. I wasn't walking around looking at my shoes all day, but it was like
head in the ground like ostrich.
I think some people kind of take that to a crazy extreme. Like, oh, I can't even talk to a woman.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, like I work with women. I'm around women 24/7. So it's like you have to, at some level, be able to humble yourself and say, look, I just want to look at this woman as another person that is just here. And I need to talk with her because we work together, or I need to give them the salams. Like, hey, Asalaamu Alakum, how you doing? Ramadan Mubarak. Keep it moving, cuz. Like, just keep it rolling.
Yeah. Because you gotta, I mean, when it's a fast, it's a full fast. Like, all your senses, you know what I mean? Like, even your hands. Like, you say you're fasting, but you grabbing bottles, you know what I mean? Of liquor and stuff like that. That ain't gonna work. Also, you fasting, but you breaking down a J.
I thought you were gonna say something completely different, but I'm so glad you know what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, no.
Oh man,
I hope you ain't doing what Jabril was talking about. Then you'll fast definitely.
Yo, people think I'm sick, bro, and I am. I'm sick.
But you know, and then that's what I was talking about, like fasting from your eyes. But I like you say that, because it's not like, oh my God, like lower your gaze. It's like, no, like use your eyes for the right reasons. Like, you're talking to a lady, like focus on what you're talking about with her. You know what I mean? Focus on the conversation.
Well, isn't that the point of hijab, though? The point of hijab is for us to look at women objectively, not as objects, but to look at them and say, oh, Asalaamu Alakum, what are you working on? Like, you do X, Y, and Z. That way we're not, like, men, we're all sick to some degree. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean sick, like, in a horrible, like, oh my God, you're disgusting. But just like that's just our mode. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So hijab is a way for us to, you know, be, I guess, kind of trusted. You know, we also caught a glimpse of the show.
Allah's out of the game. Allah knows.
We caught the show Rami, and if you guys haven't seen that show, we're actually going to do an episode purely on the show. I think, well, this is news to you right now. We're going to do this.
I was like,
we've talked about it, but we're going to do an episode that is specifically on the show Rami, and do it episode by episode throughout the entire, like.
Oh yeah, it's definitely news to me.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
It needs to be talked about.
I'm looking to be like, boy,
yeah. Sorry, Mo.
Making promises. Yeah. I don't even know, man.
This is a promise that we're unfortunately going to have to keep because now we just said it.
Gracious.
Yeah. Sorry, Mo. This is how we do all of our episodes. We kind of give hints to each other during the episode we're recording, and we're just like, well, I guess we got to do that now.
Exactly. All right. So you guys got to wait until that drops. Boom.
Yeah, it's gonna be very good. But during the episode, he was saying, you know, Tommy, the reason why we're so hard on our women and the reason why, you know, we get on them is not because we don't trust the women, we don't trust the men.
I love that part.
Bro, that was one that, like, that joint, like, I was like, whoa. But it's so true. Like, the men are the ones who can't be trusted. You feel me? Like, no, we're disgusting. You know what I'm saying? So during this month, as it should be during all months, like, yo, it's not about, yo, I can't talk to any girls, I can't look at any girls. It's like, bro, how are you respecting women in your head? Like, you know what I'm saying? How are you respecting them in your head? You can't say, oh, I don't look at women, then you go home and watch porn. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like,
how are you seeing women?
How you viewing them? How are you looking at them, and how are you treating them? You know what I'm saying? If you're just going to, like, ostracize them from society, act like they're not there, like, bro, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Like, acknowledge them.
Treat them as humans.
Yeah, acknowledge them. They're part of our community. The most important part of any community is women.
Oh, yeah. The most important part.
You got no women, you got no community.
At all. You have no future.
Be like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah. You have no women, you have no future. Our bros on the road tonight. Hey,
I told you that coffee didn't hit.
Just let y'all know it's late and we are exhausted, but we is keeping it going.
Keep it moving, DJ
Keep
Mo.
It moving, fam. All right, next, what we're going to talk about is a little bit more about the total wear. What was some interesting experience that you had total wear, and what different messages did you experience total wear as?
This came from you. This is and I fist bump, boom. Taking the Quran and following along throughout the prayer. Like, a lot of people, like, years, I've been sitting there, he was saying something, I don't know what he's saying. I'm just sitting there like, oh Allah, like, hey, just like put that joint in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he's saying, but like, hey, you know. But like this year, you know, after you talk to me and you show me, you're like, yeah, like I'm gonna find out where we are because you know Arabic, I don't. So like you might recognize a few things that he's saying, then boom, you're like, okay, boom, I think we're here, and then just follow along. And so that's what I try and do. So even if I'm not in the same exact spot as him, at least I know I'm on the same juz.
Yep.
You know, and I can understand what is being talked about that night. So I thought that was the biggest difference for this start of the week.
And that helps a lot because you're not thinking like, oh my God, my knees, my back, my feet.
It goes
like,
quick.
It goes quick because you read like it's legit a story.
Because you're not sitting there thinking about what you're going to eat.
The Quran is full of stories, so you're just enjoying the story. You feel me? It's like you're legitly like, wow, like, and you're basically just engraved in that book. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, this is engraved, like you're
in it.
You're in it. You know what I'm saying? I hate you, fam.
Pablo.
So nah. All right. So I've had a few Tarawih experiences because some masjids pray 8 rakat, some pray 16, some pray 20. So I was at a masjid in Springfield. Remember the silver diner that we used to go to after chai? So it was over there. It wasn't Dar al-Hijr. It was like Masjid Dar al-Huda, I think, right? I was in that joint. Homie was, mashallah, Qari Ferrari.
Dolly.
Was in that joint, and he was just going in. You know, he was going pretty fast. You know, and they do like 20 rakats. You know, and I was like, That's a big difference from my experience back at home masjid where it's 8, but he takes his time with it, you know? And a lot of people are like, oh my God, I want to go to the masjid that prays fast and everything like that. I was like, to be honest, it's like, Tarawih is the only thing that you do in Ramadan. That's not outside of Ramadan.
Yeah.
So it's like when I'm there, especially on the weekend and I don't have work, I actually want to enjoy it and take my time with it. You feel me? Then after I'm done, I'm done. You feel me? Like, you know,
but you also don't have to stay the whole time. Like I didn't stay the whole time. I stayed the whole time once, right? And again, that was before I started like reading the Quran. Wow, and it was difficult. It was very difficult for me to sit there. And I think a lot of people are just sitting there, and their mind is just like idle. You know what I'm saying?
Wonder.
So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to do that.
Good point.
And I don't think you should. This is why I said before, it's not a race. You don't have to sit there through all the rakats because you're like, oh my God, like if I leave, like I'm not, like, yeah, you want more blessings, but you also want to have the understanding of what is being said. You know what I'm saying?
If I leave, people can be like, oh my God, this guy's not a Muslim. He didn't finish the whole Tarawih. You know what I mean?
Hey, guess what? At least I tried.
Yeah, that's gonna be the whole like.
I
tried
so hard.
That's really the gist of the journey. Just trying. All right. Well, I'm good on that. Well, the different massages I've been to, all of them have been clean. Shout out to every single massage that have been clean. They've been having bomb food, great dates, great tea, great hospitality. Shout out to all of them. Iftar experience. Was there any interesting iftars that you had?
I think the one where we recently went to, it was the desert community, so a lot of Pakistanis, Afghanis,
that
Indians.
was very interesting.
That was amazing because we were the only people of African descent there. It was you, me, and one other sister, and it was really cool how like, you know, I didn't feel outside like an outsider, and everybody there was super chill, super cool. We met some amazing people. And the program what they're setting up was really dope too. It was centered around kids, and it was led by the youth, people our age and younger. And we did it out in like this huge gated community.
You did a great job.
Outside, like it was so beautiful just to be
outside. Bonfire, river.
Right. Yeah, it was. Yeah, the river. I forgot which one. And then the giant golf course. Oh man, it was beautiful. Yeah. It was so beautiful, and that was different. That was really, really different. But being able to be outside and just like feel at ease, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't feel like we had to worry about anything out there. Was amazing. What about you?
Iftar, that was really good. I did like the Sudanese one that we went to recently.
Oh yeah, that was dope. Shout out to the Sudanese.
Shout out to the Sudanese community. The thing, like the Iftar, the food was bomb. But the thing that I loved the most was that the women ate first.
Yo, that bruh. Like, shout out to Sudanese people, man. Those are some of the most genuinely like gold-hearted people I've ever been around.
Absolutely, by far.
They remind me of my people. No, I'm serious because like
They are,
so funny story is that while I'm there, right? Everybody always says I look Sudanese.
I've been telling you that.
Yeah, you've been telling me that since like we were in college. You're like, bro, you look Sudanese.
Yeah.
So we're in there, we're setting up the rugs, right? And the sheikh, he comes up to me, he's like speaking in Arabic to me, and I'm looking at him like nodding, and he like points, and what he was basically telling me was there needs to be a space for me to be able to lead the prayer. And I was like, yeah, I'll go check in the closet for the carpet. And he said more Arabic. I was like, la. So, but what's funny is he never once doubted, because I was replying in English, even though he was speaking in Arabic. It was hilarious, bro.
He knew what time it was.
He already knew what was
capability.
up. Yeah.
So it suited even the whole vibe. Like we came in, it was organized. You know, they introduced us. You know, we sat down, and the thing that I loved the most, hands down, was the silent auction.
Oh yeah,
that was my favorite. Yeah. That was my favorite because just those different pieces that they had. I know, but we definitely tell you about the story a little bit. But the different pieces that they had was by local artists that were painted and created during the rough time, like during the revolution. So it meant so much, and it was people by our age. It was the youth, you know. So they went up, and and the money that was purchased for those paintings went straight to the individuals back in Sudan for medical supplies. So shout out to that community, SDN, the Sudanese Diaspora Network. Such a great job, and everybody else that was involved. Shout out, mashallah.
Shout out to Wafa, Sister Wafa. Like,
oh yes,
you know, she's the one that invited us. We really appreciate that. So if you guys are in the DMV area, if you're Sudanese, or even if you just want to support the Sudanese people, definitely shoot us a DM on Instagram. Or Twitter, and we'll help you guys get in contact with them. Actually, before we continue with that, you know, just want to give a very heartfelt, you know, message of sorrow for the people of Sudan and the lives that were lost, 30 lives that were lost, killed by the government. It's very tough times, you know, and unfortunately that has to happen during, you know, the beautiful month of Ramadan. However, you know, what they're fighting for are the things that Allah loves: truth and justice and equality, you know, freedom. And you know, I can really connect to that as an African American, because those are the things that my people have been fighting for in this country for hundreds of years. You know, so you know, I have massive respect for the Sudanese people, and you guys are forever in my prayers.
Absolutely, man. I mean, even after what happened in Egypt, like after we overthrew a regime, after that we were just done. We had no plan. Mashallah, like the Sudanese people, they have a plan and they know what they want, and they're not gonna stop until they get it. You know. Ask Allah, like Jibril mentioned, to make it easy on them and to provide all mercy and forgiveness to all the individuals that risk their lives, their times, and the doctors that really put their life on the line to save lives, you know? So we had an experience where they were doing a silent auction, right? This is kind of funny, and I'm kind of blown this happened. But they had a silent auction. They were giving out different pieces. They're like, yo, so this piece is from a local like Sudani artist. The guy was like, you know, you gotta put. The guy was a great salesman. By the way. Shout him out. He's gonna be on our live soon. He's like, yeah, this right here, this piece was made by so and so. It was inspired by so and so. But remember, this is for the sake of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala.
Spend your money.
Spend your money for the sake of Allah. So everybody's like, yeah, you know what, $50, $80, $100. Like everybody was going ham. And then he pulled out a piece. He was like, this is made out of Egyptian papyrus. This is an Egyptian piece. Everybody legit put their head down like, man, forget them Egyptians, bro. I ain't got time for that.
It was so funny because at the moment, right, like I didn't think anything about it. So I was like, yeah, let me bid. I was like 25. Boom. And he was like, hey, 25. Anybody want to go up? 25.
Someone like 10. Somebody going backwards.
I was like, dang, these people really don't band with Egyptians. Because everything else, they were like 70, 80, 90. But when that Egyptian cloth came out, they were like, son.
We ain't giving those fools.
Said you can toss it. Yo, that's what I knew. I was like, Mo, don't say nothing, bro. So I ended up winning the piece. So that was pretty dope. But I thought it was hilarious. I was like, bro, they really showed you how they feel about Egyptians in that one moment.
Man, no comments as an Egyptian.
You said we probably deserve it.
We deserve all that, right? All right, let's run through this bad boy. How has your character and mood been throughout this Ramadan? How have you treated people and treated Allah's creation?
I think I've been steady, bro. I have my temperament has been very mellow for the most part. I think I've snapped out like once or twice, like when I saw my sisters, and it's difficult, man. Being around kids during Ramadan is difficult, but you know what? SubhanAllah, they're a blessing, man, and thank Allah for the little ones in your life, because they definitely keep you upbeat and they keep you young. Yeah. Yeah, I think overall, like, my character has definitely improved. I've become a little bit more mature. I think what I'm looking for in my life, I've found in different people and different tasks that I'm now taking on. I think with the podcast and meeting different people we've come across recently, it's allowed me to have a little bit more perspective, especially with, you know, things like what's happening across the world, like. You know, so I feel this Ramadan I've definitely matured, and I've stopped being so hard on myself about things I can't necessarily control. What about you?
That's a hard one, because my mood definitely did fluctuate. But in regards to the way I treated people, I think it was also very consistent. I have snapped on a few people, but it was mainly family and kids, because those are the ones that find ways to push your buttons, right, all the time. But in regards to an overall mood, my mood was mellow and very tired, you know?
Yeah.
I was just tired.
I was too tired to get mad.
But, like, you know, every interaction I had, alhamdulillah, was good. Even for those interactions that I thought were going to be bad, it ended up turning good. So, for example, when Jabril was talking about the Desi community, Pakistani community, right? I was like, yo, before Jabril came out, I was the only black person. I was like, man, it looks like I ain't about to talk to nobody in this. I was just invited. I'm going to come in, just eat. But subhanAllah, as soon as I sat down, a brother came. He sat next to me. We had a great conversation. I started talking to somebody else. So that really opened me up, like opened up my shell, right? And Allah makes no mistakes. So even if my mood was bad, subhanAllah, Allah found different ways for me to cheer up. I don't think there's been any night this Ramadan where I went to sleep like angry.
No,
you feel me?
No.
So which was very, very positive, you know. So alhamdulillah, like, I was happy. And this Ramadan, subhanAllah, I was a lot more happier and treated people better this Ramadan than last Ramadan. But last Ramadan, I read more, everyone to more, thought aware. But what was the difference? You feel me? Like, what was the difference?
You embodied it, cuz. You embodied it. It's important that we remember that this isn't just a speed reading game. You know what I'm saying? This isn't just like a contest, man. And I can't say that enough. Yeah. I can't say that enough, man. It's important for us to really internalize what we read. You can read one ayat this entire Ramadan, one that changes your entire life, your entire being of being a follower of Islam. You know what I'm saying? It really just ups your entire perspective. That one ayat, one person, you can meet one person that can change your entire life. One. So it only takes a moment. You know, in soccer they say that it only takes a second to score a goal.
Yeah, that's so
true. It only takes a second.
That's so true.
But like soccer, I look at soccer like life. Like, it really only takes one singular moment to change the whole dynamic of how you worship, of what you get out of your worship, what you get out of your reading. It's not about the quantity so much, but also the quality. Always the quality. The quality of your interactions. Yeah, you can go and feed 1,000 people, but how many people did you take the time to eat with and get to know and really ask them, like, how is your Ramadan going? You know? Truthfully ask them. Not that, oh, how's Ramadan, brother? Oh, alhamdulillah. Oh, good, alhamdulillah. No, like, bro, like, man, you look good, man. You look healthy. Like, how's life going? How's work? How's your family? Like, really engage with the people that you're with, because we're in this transactional world where it's so easy for you to just be like, how are you? Yeah, bro, this, you know, like, come on, man, take your time with people. This is a lot of creation we're talking about. He created us all perfect. Now, I also want to say this. I came across this thought not long ago. A lot of us have our insecurities, right? A lot of us have our imperfections. However, Allah created us perfect, right? And so, if you guys remember the episode we did with Tariq, what was it, episode 44?
Changing Lives with Poetry.
Yeah, Changing Lives with Poetry. Make sure you go and listen to that. Shout out to our brother Tariq Toure. Very good episode.
Big shout out.
He had the poem Planets. I love that poem, right? And what I love most about that poem was Allah created everything. So who are you to downsize and diminish your importance and your uniqueness as Allah's creation? And so I thought about this. I was like, to doubt yourself and to have self-pity and to have a lack of self-confidence should be a sin. Because that means that you're doubting Allah and you're doubting Allah's creation. You're doubting the perfection of Allah. You're perfect the way you are. You just have to find out how perfect you really are and how to love your perfection.
Do not let their words sadden you.
Exactly. So that was something I just realized, and I thought that was really important to share with you guys. And it came out of a conversation we had. You said, like, how have you become less anxious and more confident? And I said, I realized that Allah is the one that built me like this. So like, bro, like, I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love every aspect of myself that people might say is annoying or they hate or they don't like. It's like, yo, at the end of the day, like, Allah built me, and who am I to not love the creation of Allah? And me being the creation, I love myself. You know what I'm saying? I love myself. And this Ramadan, I think, was a lot of that. It was people talk about self-love, but they don't really know what self-love is. It's not going on fancy trip. It's not doing makeovers. It's not going out buying new clothes. That's not self-love. Self-love is really taking the time to say, yo, I come from this earth. I love God. God created all this, so I must love myself. I must love my brother. I must love my sister. Like, you know. Sorry I had to get all poetic on y'all, but really, but you know, it's just something that I'm really getting passionate about, man. When you really take the time out, when you spend time in nature and amongst people, man, and you really try and just connect, you start realizing certain things.
Oh man, I can't even follow up on it.
Yeah, don't.
Drop the mic. I can't pick it up after you drop the joint. You feel me? But I can kick it.
What else we got, Mo? What else we got on the docket?
All right, we got community involvement during Ramadan. Did you think that you were more involved in the community, or did you think you kind of took yourself out of the community?
Oh, that's difficult. That's difficult because, like I mentioned, I live on my own, and I actually was talking to a couple brothers who lived on their own. One previously and one currently. He was saying just how difficult it is to actually like leave your house for iftar and like go to the masjid because you're by yourself, and sometimes you lose that motivation. Like, I want to leave the house and go, or like you're just exhausted, and so you're like, man, I'll just pray here, and then I just need to go to sleep. Yeah, you know. I think there were times where a lot of times I would go to the masjid and be around people, but there was a lot of times where I really just needed my own alone time. Point blank. What about you?
I was kind of involved in the masjid near my house just because it was nearby, and they had iftars and suhoors provided for like the last 10 days, so we try to go there because free food and cool Muslims. So that was nice. And the kids now like get us motivated too. So it's different. Like the kids like, yo, I want to go to the masjid and go play and go see the other kids. So it's like, yeah, you know what? Nice. Like that's something positive. You're not gonna tell them no. We're not gonna go to the masjid. Just like, all right, cool.
Yeah, like when the kids, dang, that's pretty. Dang,
right.
That's
so
dope.
It's like, yeah. So like the kids was pushing us to go out there, which was good. And then like my mom was like, hey, I want to go. My sister's like, hey, I want to go. At least even if it's just for a little bit. But I've also been connected with other communities, Maybe I wasn't involved, but I feel like I was involved because every community that I went to is something that Jabril's dad taught me. Every time you go to a new community, you donate, right? So I feel like I was also involved in those communities, whether it's $1, $2, just helping them out, bringing them, dropping off some water. So
that's amazing.
I feel like I've been able to do that, connect the dots, and I finally went to that Turkish mosque in Maryland.
Oh,
mashallah,
my
beautiful,
Lord, have mercy.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
That's a
gorgeous. If you guys, what was it, Lanham?
Lanham, I think it's Lanham, Maryland, or whatever.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
it is
Turkish American mosque.
It's amazing. It is the most beautiful mosque I've seen on this side of the East Coast. But we're getting ready to go to Detroit, and when I tell you, your mind is about to be blown, son. Right. The mosque up there is something of another.
How about in Atlanta?
The masjids in Atlanta are okay. I think the community is what really stands out. But I haven't been to the Atlanta Masjid in a while. But there's one thing I do remember about Detroit and Canada. I remember going to the mosque in Canada.
We'll give you guys an update on how that goes.
Yeah, so we're going to Detroit soon, inshallah. We're going to be linking up with a few special guests. So
wait on it.
Y'all keep wait on it. All right, Shaq.
He said Shaq.
All right, so what we got on the document?
Kobe. Pass the ball.
He ain't going to pass to me.
Right. I mean, at the community involvement, it's just about donations. You know, what have you been, not what have you been donating to, but how have you been figuring out what to donate to?
So, I didn't particularly fall into the category of people that was fond of the Latel de Qatar, like Zakat automator. I really didn't like that because I felt that, I know we didn't get on that specifically, but that's something I've seen a lot this Ramadan I haven't seen previously. And I didn't really like it because I felt as though when you give zakat, you want to do so consciously. Every time you decide to donate, you do so in the moment, you know? Yes, you're saying your intentions. You say, I want to give $100 over 10 days. But it's like, well, bro, why not just remember to give $10 every day? Like that every time you remember to give, you're getting a blessing. Not just every time it comes out of bank account, but it's like, no, like I really am taking the time, I'm putting forth the effort, I'm trying to give my zakat every single time. And I feel like Allah will rewards that effort even more so than just like, oh, I got my 100, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way I perceived it. Again, there's no fault in anybody that decided to do that. That was just my personal preference. But just in general, just give us a zakat and try, when I see somebody in need, try to give, food or water. I tried that. That was actually one of my goals, to try and feed as many people as I could on an individual level. People in need, but you got a friend that has nowhere to eat. It's like, hey bro, like I got you. I'll pay for you, or I'll cook for you. Something like that. What about you?
I think in regards to donating for the month of Ramadan, I feel like I've actually found that in the signs of Allah. Like you said, for example, like you're walking and you see somebody that needs water or food. Like, oh, never mind, I could give to this person, but I'm gonna donate to Penny Peel tonight. No, that's your test. You know what I mean? Like, that's Allah come up to you right now. You feel me? And this is your time to donate, but you skip over that. And there was times where like, man, I'm looking for somewhere to donate. And it's legit the same day, a friend reached out to me, said he needed help. I was like, oh shit.
I think that was it.
I think this is, I think this is a sign. You know what I mean? So my eyes are open, because in the past I would never think of that. I used to always send money to Egypt and help my people out there. I was like, you know what? This Ramadan, I want to keep my money local. Alhamdulillah, I still was able to send some money, but I was like, let me keep my money local and let me give it to those people that I can touch right here, then and there. But I do want to do what you do. I want to provide, help more people, like different organizations. But I legitimately just almost every day or every other day, there's been a sign from Allah showing that somebody needs help. Yeah,
that's amazing, bro.
Right then and there, you feel me? So
yeah. Well,
in
guys.
The moment.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying, in the moment.
Yeah. Well, guys, we pray that no matter how your Ramadan went, whether it was good, whether it was great, or whether it was a little bit underwhelming for yourself, we pray that you guys take the most subtle lessons out of this and you run with it. Try and take anything out of this Ramadan.
Right.
Don't get down on yourself. Like we're all just trying to be the best as possible.
That's the post-Ramadan plan right there.
Yeah. Try. And so, yeah, that post-Ramadan, that's when you talk about the post-Ramadan plan. What is your post-Ramadan plan? Do you have one? Are you being strategic with it? Like, how are you going about doing this?
So, in regards to having a post-Ramadan plan, I'm definitely sticking with the basics. I am going to still continue to pray all my 5 prayers on time, because that's what we were doing, on time. As soon as the alarm goes off. For Fajr, I'm going to try my best to try to get it on time. If it's not on time, it's going to be while the sun is still down. You feel me? Like, you're definitely going to get up. Another thing is that I want to still try to fast at least once a week. You know what I mean? Right. Just to keep that health, you know what I mean? Like those health benefits. It's a lot of health benefits. For 30 days straight, that's tough. But if I can do it once a week, that's good. Because I can stay lean and
even if you just decide like skip lunch.
yeah,
Let me just skip lunch for the
I don't
day.
like I said, I'm not gonna snack throughout the day.
Yeah,
Another thing
yeah,
I told
yeah.
myself is that I'm doing this with we talk about the buddy system. I told myself that I want to finish the Quran twice before next Ramadan, so it's a full year. So in order to do that, 2 pages a day.
It's pretty good.
Maybe 2 pages a day, every day.
Bro, and that's a lot easier when you have the Quran on your phone too. It's pretty dope.
Yeah. So read 2 pages a day, reflect, and just be positive. I mean, those are like literally the basics, right? And then pray my sunnahs, make dua right after every single prayer, make my dhikr. But those are literally what I'm gonna take out of Ramadan, and just be happy, treat people right, stay healthy, hydrate. So.
I like that. That's dope. That sounds like a really dope game plan, man. Leaving Ramadan.
What about you? What you got? What you got up them sleeves?
I think for me, I want to continue leveling up my understanding of like the history. So I recently, when I went back home, we have like this this mini library back in my house, and I found the Life of the Prophet. So I want to read that before next Ramadan comes back in, or at least I just want to be in it. I want to be in the constant state of going back and referencing it and, reading the page here and kind of going throughout, right? So yeah, learn that history. I think that I also want to start trying to learn more surahs, but not just to memorize the Arabic, but like to understand them. So I'm going back to surahs that I know that I memorized the Arabic, but the translation is not there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the things like that was done wrong for a lot of people, is that you're stuck on memorization and not really understanding, especially for people who are Arabic speakers, like it's not their first language or even their second language. It's like we just know it for the sake of prayer. Is sometimes you get caught up in just let me memorize the Arabic and I'll worry about the English translation later. So
I like that.
I kind of want to go back, and even though I don't know a lot of surahs, I do want to try. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that like I'm like anti-Arabic, but that's not the case. I'm really it's really more just a case of, I think that your understanding of the Quran is more important than just recitation. Because if you don't understand what you're saying, it doesn't penetrate.
Exactly.
And regardless, Allah wrote the Quran on all of our hearts before we came here. So, I am one of those people. I'm one of those people that also believes that, when you hear the Arabic, your soul understands it, but your intellect doesn't necessarily. So just hearing the Quran has been a blessing. So I want to try and listen to the Quran more, read the Quran more throughout the year, just continuation of that. And then just like stay away from my vices, you know what I'm saying? I think
and certain people.
Yeah, and those vices can be certain people. You can get addicted to being around certain states of negativity.
Exactly.
And,
certain energies.
Around certain scenes. So, like if you somebody that parties and that was something that you want to get away from this Ramadan, like stay away from it, or try and lessen the dosage. Like, what I found what was interesting was when you read through the Quran, early on in the Quran, I don't have the exact surahs, but you realize that at a certain point in time, Muslims were still able to drink, and then they weren't able to drink, right? And that's because instead of Allah knows how we are. Allah knows, it was recorded in a hadith. It's written in like the notes of the Quran I was reading that I can't remember exactly who said it, but he was like, if we had been commanded to stop drinking cold turkey, none of us would be Muslim. It's because like Allah knows that we're fickle, we're so feeble-minded that we wouldn't be able to stop. So we have to go into that mentality with ourselves and with the people we're around. Like I can't expect my friend that goes out and parties every weekend to just go cold turkey. But I can try and encourage the people around me to start going and praying more, or I have to lead by the example. So if you are some of those people that are struggling with certain things, just try and lessen what you've been doing. And then eventually wane it off completely, because we didn't get to where we are, and we're not like perfect or nothing like that. But even the state of spirituality that we're at, it's taken a long time to get to. So I really want to just focus on bit by bit getting better, little by little. What's the quote? little by little do you get to your goals, not necessarily in fast spurts. You know, Bruce Lee said, I don't fear the man that does 1,000 punches in one day, but the man that does one punch for 1,000 days.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I love that quote.
So Allah love those who are consistent, patient, and persevere. So that means that keep at it.
Yep.
Don't give up.
Why would they?
And when it gets hard, keep fighting through it.
Hey, yo.
Allah love those.
I mean, hey, at that point, let's let them know where they can find us.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad you asked, Mohammed. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at our handle, Young, the letter N, Muslim. That's Young and Muslim on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find us on Facebook as well as YouTube.
Like it up.
Like it and subscribe.
It up.
Yeah. Mo, can you tell them where they can listen, my friend?
Yes, you can listen to us on all the major podcast platforms, and that is Google Play, Apple Podcasts,
Preach.
Castbox, SoundCloud.
Give it to them.
You already know. I don't think I missed any, did I?
Nope.
Subscribe to us also and let us know how we're doing. Comment, connect with us. I mean, we're two ordinary guys.
Yeah, shoot them DMs.
Looking to do extraordinary things. So.
Yeah. Oh, big respect. Shout outs to all of our Muslim friends out there who have been sharing their Ramadan journey. Shout out to people who haven't been able to fast but have really been trying to prioritize their spiritual life during this month. Shout out to all of our new followers, the people that have been hitting us up. Shout out to the people who have recently converted and they've hit us up, you know.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of people who recently converted and they found the podcast. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to all of our followers on Instagram who went live with us that one day. That was really dope. We definitely want to do it again. So thank you guys for that. And shout out to the people that really take us serious when we say DM us and let's talk, let's have a conversation, because we meet some of the most interesting people ever. And we're not just saying hit us up to try and sell us stuff or like wear your t-shirts. Like, yo, like just say, yo, what's up? Assalamu Alaikum. My name is XYZ.
Yeah.
I really like what you guys are doing. I really hate what you guys are doing. And I just want to talk with you guys. And you know, sometimes you'll know who it is that's talking based off of like our vernacular. Sometimes you won't. But again, like we're two regular dudes that are just here trying to tell a story.
I mean, brother.
So, Mo, I think it's that time to wrap up, bro.
Okay, with that, for the past minute.
Oh, no.
This is your brother's part. I can't do it right now.
What? No, we're not doing that. All right. How long have you been doing?
Hour 30.
So for the last hour and 30 minutes, you have been listening to the Young and Muslim Podcast. I'm Jabril Salam.
Muhammad Hassan.
And you're listening to the Young and Muslim Podcast.
We hit you with the greetings of peace.
Asalaamu
Alaikum.
Feels good to be back, baby.
Salams, baby. Black power.
Hey.